What's going on? This is Axcella with TGN. In this video, I want to talk about macros. Now, I have done macro videos before. They're on my personal channel, not TGN, and since then, things have changed. I figured out how to do things a little bit better, so let me just get right into it right now. These macros are pretty much 100% centered around PvP. I assume most of the PvE macros are similar, especially the cooldown ones, but I haven't done it in a while and I don't really want to say too much about it because I don't know that much about it. So let me start here with mouse over macros. I use mouse over macros for abilities that will not be used on myself, my focus target, or my actual target. For example, the healer on a 3s or 5s team. That person will probably not be your target. Hopefully it will be somebody that you're DPSing on the other team, and hopefully not be your focus target, because hopefully that will be somebody that you're CCing on the other team. So which ones do I have set up as mouse overs? I have Master's Call, Trank Shot, that changes depending on comps. If there's a Shaman with Dispels, sometimes I don't use that just to save myself the hassle of thinking about it. I also have Roar Sacrifice. Very important. Very, very important. This one has to be on a mouse over. Especially Master's Call too. Master's Call and Roar Sacrifice really both need to be. And Scare Beast, because oftentimes you'll be DPSing another person on a team, and you'll need to like fear the druid away. Anyway, they all have like the same basic construction. I will post a document with all of the, all the technicalities, I'll have something with all these written out, possibly on my blog, which I haven't talked that much about. Maybe I'll put a link somewhere in the video or in the description. I'll figure it out. So anyway, they work mouse overs like pretty much like any other ability. If I was targeting, let's say I'm targeting this guy over here, enough standing around, and I wanted to use Master's Call on, let's say this Boomkin DPSing the training dummy, I would just mouse over the Boomkin and use my ability. Pet runs over, and I never have to lose my target, and I can still do whatever I want to this guy. So, next section. So, enough about the mouse overs. The next one I wanted to show you was my one and only cooldown macro, that is rapid fire. So what do I have this do? I have it stop casting. So, I'm in the middle of a steady shot and I can just use rapid fire and it goes off when I want it to, and I can begin DPSing with rapid fire and all my cooldowns rolling whenever I want to. I also have feign death on stop casting. That's pretty much so I can feign death a polymorph or a hex or something if I'm in the middle of a steady shot or a cobra shot or a aim shot or whatever. So, what else do I have this thing do? After it stops casting, it uses my PvP trinket. Little extra agility during the cooldown, very nice to have. Then it uses rapid fire, pretty much your one and only cooldown is marks, and then I have it use Roar of Recovery. This is interesting. So, it's the pet ability, it restores like 30 focus over 9 seconds, and that's another Arcane Shot. Arcane Shot is 22 focus. That's an Arcane Shot and a little bit more. You'll notice that within your rapid fire, right, you have more haste, you have more everything, you have more agility. You'll notice that you'll be able to get more shots in now that your pet is feeding you more focus during that time. It may not be astronomical, but it will definitely give you an edge. Definitely something to look out for. Now, the other thing that I wanted to talk about. Remember, I said I have my PvP trinket inside that macro. The PvP trinket, all of them are on 2-minute cooldowns. Rapid fire is a 3-minute cooldown. So, instead of losing a possible use of the PvP trinket, just put it on your bars and pay attention to it. Sometimes, like you'll use rapid fire and it'll be on cooldown for another minute, but I'll only have 18 seconds left on my PvP trinket, and I'll be, it'll be close to the end of the game, and I'll be going for a kill, and maybe I won't get it, but the extra 2,000 agility from this might help me land the kill. it's just something to watch out for. You may be able to fit one more cooldown, especially if these games are going on for a long time. If this is like twos or something where you're going to use multiple cooldowns, make sure you get as many uses of your cooldowns in as possible. Don't just randomly use them. Make sure you use them effectively. Don't just pop them when you're, Frost Nova'd on the other side of the world and the mage is sitting in a hole evocating somewhere. Make sure, they're good times, but you want to be able to use your cooldowns as much as possible. Now I want to look at the wing clip and disengage macros because they're kind of sort of similar. I can't really demonstrate this one right here because these things are training dummies and they're immune to slows and such, but what I have this macro do is I go, like, if I was going to just go wing clip somebody, since Raptor Strike is off the GCD, right? I think it's Raptor Strike that's off the GCD. Yeah, Raptor Strike is off the GCD. I have it macroed to wing clip, so every time I wing clip, I do an extra, whatever, 2,000, 3,000 damage, or if it crits, even more. That can help. That can give you a little bit of an edge. Definitely something that you might want to put in to, just macro to your wing clip, because, you do use it a lot. Somebody gets close to you, you wing clip them. They move slow, you go away from them, you shoot them in the face. Kind of simple. Which brings me to the next macro, which is disengage. So there are so many variations of this macro. It is ridiculous. This is the one that I have come up with that sort of works the best. It basically looks for an enemy target that is not dead around you. That's what this is. And it switches to that target, and it uses wing clip, and it switches back. Now, some macros are more complicated, and you can find all kinds of different variations of it. But it uses wing clip, and then it uses disengage, and then you're far away from the person, and then they're also slowed, and you've only needed to use one button. Very cool, very useful. Definitely something to look into as well. Okay, so this is sort of my last part. These are the traps. Now, lots of hunters do these traps lots of different ways. I have it set up I use this. I don't use a regular keyboard. I use a one of those Belkin tournament edition things. Anyway, I have a gazillion buttons, so I have the buttons to do this. I have trap launcher on its own button. I just hit X, and then I just hit another button for my traps, and I can throw them wherever I want. So the point of these macros, so you have these little exclamation points in front of some of them, is that, after I hit trap launcher, right, and then I select one, let's say I want to throw an explosive trap, and I'm like sitting here spamming explosive trap, if I hit it like twice accidentally, it doesn't, like, I don't lose this little green thing, I don't lose the target. I can just click it. Set them out of range, that's strange. I can just click it. I do the same thing for flare. If I accidentally hit the flare button twice, I don't lose like the targeting circle on the ground. It doesn't deselect flare. I don't have it for I don't use it for the freezing trap, because most of the time I have to get that off really fast anyway, and if I miss on the first one, or if anything goes wrong, I'm not going to get it off. And I like to see the little light up so I know when trap launcher is up, without having to look at my buffs or having to check anywhere. So that's about it for those. I do use some other ones. I have just a cancel aura macro, which is I don't know, somewhere I have lots and lots of old ones, and I have focus. Sometimes like Gladius will be broken. I have Gladius set up so I right click and it sets the right click to my focus, but sometimes it'll be broken and I just pull out this focus macro, and all I have to do is target somebody, click this, and it just sets them to the focus. Another cool one is this cancel macro that I have. It just shuts off deterrence and bop. That's, if you're if you get topped off and you still have 5 seconds left on bop or something, or 2 seconds on deterrence, whatever. Just little things that can just give you a little bit of an edge. Oh, that reminds me, I forgot. Kill shot, very important. That just reminded me. I put the cancel macro in kill shot. So instead of going around up here trying to like right click deterrence off, I just spam my kill shot button. Someone is at 5%. I'm not gonna go waste time. They're gonna get healed by the time I click that off. So I have this kill shot macro that cancels deterrence and bop, and it also stops casting. So if I'm in the middle of a steady shot and someone drops below 20% health, I automatically start spamming kill shot, and it just goes off, because it's not worth it to wait for that extra, half damage ability that's going to take me another 2 seconds. It's best to do it that way. So I think that's it for this video. If you guys have any questions, leave comments. I'm going to check a lot. I'm going to try to get this, like, my folder. Like in WoW, you have a folder with all of your macros. I'm going to try to post that somewhere. I'll try to leave some details about that in the description. Anyway, thanks for watching. Just as a quick side note, I almost forgot to mention, I'm going to put the link, or obviously just the text portion, because this is YouTube, to my blog somewhere in the description or in an annotation. It's just something extra that I do along with the videos. Not every post corresponds with a video, but a lot of them do, and the rest are just things that I thought were interesting, stuff off MMO, stuff off Arena Junkies, or just random forums that I thought were worth, taking a look at. Anyway, check that out. Really cool stuff. Other than that, I do apologize for all the standing around in Stormwind in this video. There was just a lot of content to cover. The next one will have more moving and more interesting things happening. Arena, a raid, something. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyway, thanks for watching.